but again and again and again and again and again. So this is a debriefing for the conference. Today is the 16th of May, and this past weekend we did the Elizabeth Visionary Conference. Yay!
Yay!
It was so good, and everybody got different things out of it. So let's just start from there. I know we talked about it earlier today, but while others are coming in, we'll just take a few minutes and just, say a few comments about what you got out of the conference, and then we're going to break it down and how what worked, what didn't work, what we want to put in for next time. Solutions, not bitching, but solutions, and how can we make a greater difference or a different difference next time in the hearts of and what they get out of it. And I'd like to know what others were telling you that they were getting out of it, how our guests were reacting as well.
Yes.
So, anyone want to start?
Okay, I'll start.
Okay, baby.
Yes, I heard from my guests. They said it was very informative, especially Danielle's piece. They learned a lot. It was very eye-opening. And let's see what else they talked about. Dr. Nicole was very informative. So yes, it was very positive. That everyone was pleased that they took the time to come. So that was nice. Let me see what else they say. Yeah, but it was overall good. Very good feedback.
Anyone else want to share?
I will. My commentary is from people that were there. It was in the present tense of just knowing that they were in the right place at the right time, and glad that they came. And it was so much in alignment that somebody that came later after we finished our dance segment came in, and it was almost like they knew what happened in the room because they were able to talk about the things that we had just got through experiencing.
Wow.
So that was phenomenal for me. So I knew that they were in the right place, and it was one of our former guests. That was another thing, meeting our former guests, getting a chance to meet them in person.
Yeah.
Met them and we talked, we dialogued with them, but to experience them in the flesh, it was like I was just naturally drawn to each one of them. I didn't even know who they were because the one sister that cut her hair.
Yeah,
I didn't really get to look at her, but she caught my eye when we were downstairs. Yeah, she caught my eye when we were downstairs, and then Sharon let me know about the one who brought her granddaughter on with the one that did the oils. They're both the oil ladies.
Yes.
And so Sharon brought her up to me and said, guess how old she is? I said, well, I'm sure she's going to be older than what I say because, I could tell. When people ask you that, that's probably getting ready to happen because it happens to me. But when she was doing the dance move, and I remembered one of the moves, Fonga from African dance, she was like, I'm calling you. So I gave her my number because the church has an event, a dance. They're doing African dance at the church. So she said, Mama Head, I'm calling you. So I gave her my number. So yeah, so we made connections like that. So that's what happened. It was during the event that my connections were.
Yeah. Anyone else? Okay, go ahead, Bridget.
It was good to connect, exactly like Mama had said. It was connections. And it was connections on so many levels throughout the whole conference. And just the energy the energy that was in the room
Mm-hmm.
was quite powerful.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And like I said, the connection.
You know, nothing had to be forced. It flowed very authentically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was funny. I talked to Sunzi this today, and she was saying, let me see what the numbers are." She said, what was the dates? I said the 12th and the 13th. So she goes and she does it, does a number thing, and it comes out to be community and love.
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
Community and love. Yeah. That was. I said, man, that's exactly what was happening.
Yes, that's perfect word.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Alicia, you around?
Yes, I am.
Yes, honey. How was it for you?
Oh, I thought it was excellent. You know, I kept telling people all day, I said, this is great. It's nice to be able to learn something.
Yes.
And the vendors were excellent. I mean, oh, it was very, very good. Everything. I hate though that I don't know what, I must have been in the basement running my mouth because I missed the portion with with Lolly and
Oh my God.
yeah,
Mama
if y'all recorded, are you all gonna play sections of it at some point in time?
Oh yeah, he said it'd be about 7 days,
Okay.
Wow, 7 days? Wow, that sounds fast.
Yeah, he's working on it, and he had a couple of other ones. So yeah,
Yeah, I thought it was
he
so
was
well
wonderful.
organized. You know, everything. You know, although we were late at at different points, but the information I felt was priceless.
Mhm.
Yes.
Oh man, and the energy, you could feel the energy. It was excellent. Sheila was just, yeah.
Mhm. 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 You know what? I want to ask. Danny's on here. Alita, I want to ask you. When I went the to Danny's conference, not conference, her retreat. Did you pay for that? Was that gifted? I know it was a gift. It was like a scholarship. I was just wondering. I just thought about that.
What made you think about that?
I don't know. You're that kind of person.
No, I can't say that it was me. I don't know. I did set up a scholarship in my mother's name, and if you were a recipient, great. But I don't even remember. It's been so long, Sheila.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was grand. I'm so used to saying grand rising. Okay.
We still rise. That's what we do. Rise.
We still rise.
Mm-hmm.
We still rise. Yeah. I remember, if my memory serves me correctly, that was the year that we had people blessed us and we had scholarship. We were able to give a couple of scholarships. So yeah.
Well, I got
Mhm.
one of them. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Great.
so the impact for you, Alita, was
I mean, I just kept going around from upstairs to downstairs. And I thought, oh my God, this is fantastic. I said, we got to fill these seats next time. But, we'll get better. We'll
yeah,
get better and better.
yeah.
But I felt the
Well,
information was excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent.
yes. The vision is seen now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw it all along, but the vision, and because I've done them before,
Yeah.
and because I know what Pam does when she does the music, that's why I said I know you got to do this for me. I trust you. I trust you. You know, we flow
Yes.
in that way, and yeah, Danny, how was How was what remarks did you get from anyone else, and then how was the impact for you? I've been hearing all kinds of
What?
things about
Yeah.
what they got out of your session. So
What I was a part of it, I have to say that the timing for me was not the best, only because everything that has been transpiring. But life does what it does.
Yes, that's right.
And there was that first morning, I just could not get up. If I can be honest with all my sisters, I just couldn't move. And I called Alita to ask. I said, well, what time are you going over? And I'm thinking, well, maybe I could get a ride with her. But then I said, I ain't even up yet. So I just agreed to honor where I was.
Yeah.
And so but what I saw, as they say, the vendors were amazing, truly. The vendors were truly amazing. Everybody had, and everything was different. It wasn't the same stuff to people down the line or whatever it is. So the vending was truly, truly awesome. And what I was able to partake of was amazing. Edwana and her husband with them bowls and that dance, I just
Oh,
I really thought I was going to levitate up out of my chair. And but the vision was the vision is there. The vision is there. And so you're asking for takeaways.
yeah, so we want to get down to after I think everybody has shared. Danielle hasn't shared for tonight. And who's on the iPhone?
Hi, Grand Rising ladies. This is Edwana.
Oh,
Hi.
okay, baby. I'm
Hey.
gonna put your name. I'm gonna change your name here.
Okay.
So yeah, you want to go ahead and share, sweetie?
I'm just in awe of the whole thing. And I really was just trying to let you guys know, ladies, know who I am. With the no name going on there. Of 10 things. It was such a blessing. That was so powerful, that ending. And my husband and I were looking at each other. It was transformative. We were looking at each other like, wow. It just all came together. And listen, transformative keeps coming to mind. There were so many pieces that I can't get out right now. And I was just blessed in so many ways. The timing, as it was just said, was so crazy. My husband had lost his father a couple of days prior. And then anniversary of his mother's death. Then his birthday came. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Life happens. How about Lana? And so much more, but I watched us determined, and I didn't know if there was going to actually be a dance, and that was just truly the Holy Spirit. So, but it was, and it's led me to the what next,
Right.
There are so many people who deal with chronic issues that need to be encouraged by movement, and at whatever level they're at, and there are specifics that, well, you can be very age specific for more mature audiences, but however, younger folks, so that piece. And I'm just full, so I'm turning it back over. How about that?
Okay.
Takrisha?
Hello.
Hey, baby.
What's the question?
So the question is, the impact for you, and did you hear any comments from the other guests about the conference?
Comments. Don't necessarily have a comment, but my mother, she did enjoy time she was there. And my daughter enjoys the baby.
Yes, right.
She got face attack. She got attacked with the teeth.
Baby.
Loves babies. And what else did I want to say? I'm not really sure. Just because I was actually surprised to get the text message, to be honest with you. But I love y'all, so you know. And
I mean, you were there at some point and stuff, so it's like,
oh, for sure.
Want to hear how that when you were there, how did it impact you in any way? If not any, then that's fine as well.
Oh, I just was really grateful. This part I do say, very grateful to see everyone in person.
Yeah.
And I was happy to be able to get at least one hug from everybody. You know, off the screen. You know, just seeing that.
Yeah, that.
I didn't see you, Danny, and I'm glad you're feeling better. I'm assuming you're feeling better. But you know, just everybody being able to see everybody was really like that. I was full. I was full before anything had even started. Just I was there seeing everybody in person. So that I appreciate more than anything.
Okay. Lakeisha. Oh, Danielle.
Hello. We're talking about the takeaways that we got from the convention.
Yeah,
what the participants said.
Anybody that you heard any comments from other people, and then we're going to get into the nuts and bolts. And Deecha's first because she's got a few other calls she's got to hop over to. So we'll talk about
So I had a lot of supporters come and support out. Everybody loved what we were doing. The only complaint that I have was that it was so much other stuff that people were committed to on that same week, and then they was like torn, like I want to stay, but I gotta go. I got this, and it was like, oh my God, like yeah, okay. So I realized there was a lot of support for us even outside of our own event, that people wanted to be there, but they were committed to something else. So it was like, you know, it's a good thing. It's like good thing. It's like good thing and a bad thing. But it's like, you know, the one comment that I heard was like, hope when they do it again next year that we're standalone by ourselves. So that's the only thing that they can focus on, because they felt like they was missing out on something or something that they needed, but they had to go someplace else. Like that's the only complaint or the only thing that I've heard. I think everybody loved the balance of the program, that it was, and I think when I tried to explain what Elizabeth was, you know, being a businesswoman, being spiritual, being a woman, period, it's a lot of hats that you wear, and this actually touched each and every last one of that hat. It touched every last one of them. And, you know, I have yet to see a conference or program or something that actually touches every aspect of being a woman, period, like this did. So, and I love the elders that showed up. I'll call y'all super elders, because y'all not regular elders. I work with regular elders. Y'all ain't regular elders. And you know, I love the fact that we got we got it caught on tape so that other people could see, because it is a ministry. And it's like, you know, other people need to see this before they say, I can't. Look, I got a 60-year-old. I got a 70-year-old right here. I can't. I got some people right here that are doing, that's not the I can't. So I'm glad that we got it, so that now we can really share with the world. what Elizabeth is. And like I said, that's the only complaint. We were one of like 5, 6 major events. And I'm glad that these events were going on, you know, during this weekend, during this time. But I get it. It's like we can't be everywhere. So it's like, okay, that was pretty much it.
Okay, cool.
It wasn't so much that there was so many other things going on. It was Mother's Day weekend.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
right.
Mother's Day weekend is tough. Everybody's ready to go see Patti LaBelle and Gladys Knight at the Fox. They were preparing for Mother's Day dinner on Sunday. They were taking Mama out on Saturday, so because they didn't want to go out on Sunday. Every
So we also had a Mother's Day. There was a Mother's Day walk. First time ever Mother's Day walk.
The walk.
There was a Detroit. There was a healing day going on at the new building. But was it Baba Malik on Saturday had something going on? I think it was at D-Town Farms. I mean, it was like when I looked on Facebook on Sunday, I was like, oh wow.
Yeah.
And some of the stuff I didn't even know about. I didn't know about because I was so focused on the Elizabeth. But I'm like, okay, so now it's like, you know, like I said, me and Mama had talked like, okay, we probably need to talk to the organizer because they're gonna do it again. If they did it this year, they're gonna do it again. We need to coordinate around all this. I was thinking around all of it, and then invite them to come join us, and then the following weekend we can go join them and keep that Elizabeth presence going on.
No, we definitely won't do it on a holiday with everything else going on. So we can get into that, but we will never do it like on a Mother's Day weekend like that when families are split up, and those are really times when families should be coming together and hanging out with one another. So,
but that was it. That was the only thing. They, you know, like I said, I'm still getting questions. How was it? What did you guys do? What's going on? When's the next one? I'm like,
I gotta see the video. I'm gonna tell you, for those who did not attend, and they want to see the video, it will be $20. Yeah. They donate. You guys will get it, but a link to it, but otherwise it's gonna be where they get to watch it for a donation. The conference I'm talking about. I'm not talking the little snippets and the advertisement and all that kind of stuff, but the whole conference.
hey, I'm totally down. I'm in agreement for that. Like,
okay.
Some powerful stuff that happened. It really did.
Yeah. Reverend Omani. You got one, I think that's it. And then we're gonna hear from Deetra about the registration. Reverend Omani, you want to share?
Okay, maybe she's not there right now.
Okay. All right. Deetra?
Okay, yeah, registration. You know, in the past where I worked registration for like our family reunion and things like that, we would have a checkoff. You know, we would get payments for the registration, and we would create a document that said who paid, then whoever showed up, you know, I would check the name off.
Yeah. Let me say this, Deetra.
Yes.
That is normally how it is done.
Okay.
We just ran out of time and ran out of man working. But normally you would have a list of everybody, and there would also have been the arm badges, so we would know whether they can come upstairs or just downstairs. And there would have been name badges. I had created the name badges, but we ran out of time, and then I had to just focus on what was time and transportation. I couldn't get to the doggone office place and stuff. But
Okay.
you would have that, and you would also have we usually have a can of money thing that you put the money in. That
Yes.
you would be able to do that. So normally all of that is taken care of. You know, that was what my mom used to take care of.
Okay, okay. So you,
When, you know, so like Pam would take care of the music, you know, well, once that we walk in, bam, everybody got their stuff before we leave. Mama would have all the stuff set aside and all that. So, you know, I didn't want you to have to go through, because that's normally what you would have had. So the ball was dropped in the sense of not having the time to pull it together, and the you know, the manpower, you
okay,
know,
yeah,
to do that. But normally that is what you would have. You would have a can, the can, it's a money thing, a box.
right.
Up, put your money in
Till,
there.
money till, yeah.
Yeah, and you have, and then the other thing was to have where people aren't writing their names,
Right,
that
exactly.
they're actually going in and registering on the computer. But my
Yeah.
computer was upstairs working, and I hadn't had time to ask you or someone else to, you know, to put their computer there, or we could have set it up where they just go on their phone and register like that. So we'll have that. That'll be tight next time for you.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, much tighter. Same with you, Mama Evelyn. Thank you so much. You did a great job prior to, because she's the one that managed and was discerning with the balance of who we got too many of this, or you know, like that. She made sure we didn't have repeats and stuff. So that I want to thank you for that.
Oh,
And it's your spirit that had everybody else come in full of joy
yes,
and
yes.
not drama. You know that it's you.
Mhm.
Okay, Mama Evelyn, know that it's your spirit that was present down there. You know, when you walked in, you felt all your color and stuff was right there, and it's so festive and welcoming, and you're welcoming and stuff, you know. So thank you for that, everything that you did. Yeah. And then all through the day you was, you know, checking, is this okay? Is that okay? Until you had locked it in. Thank
Yeah.
you so much. So you will have also everything that you need as a list. We could talk more about, as we go along, about, you know, the vendor team, where I'm not involved in that there's a team that handles the vendor, and it's
Yeah.
about reporting where we are every time we come together. Anything else y'all want to say to add that would make it better with the registration on both points, as far as the vendors and the regular registration?
I would definitely don't mind help assisting, making sure we have the what is it, the tech part for for the registry to make
Yeah.
that flow easier. And I'm hoping the next time we do it around that we have the lancets, you know, with people who registered, where they could write their affirmations on there instead, you know, like well, still have mine hanging up right here, you know, like this.
Yeah.
I want to take that on and create this and make sure that we have this. As you see, I got my affirmation on it, and then this could be the one that people you know, put around their necks and walk around. You automatically know, okay, that person registered, you know, this, that, and the other. So I will work with Deetra and make sure that we have, because I know how to do the job form to create the list in Google Doc, and that Google Doc list is just a running tab. All you have to do is just have access to it, and you can check off who's who's who. So I'll work with Deetra and make sure that happens.
Okay.
And the vending, tell you said the vending selection was absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Anyone else? Thank you, Danielle.
Thank you.
I'd like to say that first of all, I want to give us an applause for doing this in retrograde, baby. Listen, okay, and also to be prepared with pen and y'all know, Mama had got a pen and paper fetish. To be ready on the backup and have the pen and paper always ready to go, just in case. And I wish I'd have known, because I got so much office supply stuff in the cabinet in here, just collecting all kind of dust particles. Business cards could be turned into labels and stickers and whatever. So
I'll remember
next
time. I'll remember.
Yeah, next time bring out the stuff that's in the cabinet that don't get to see the light of day. Okay. I think I really like the way the flow was, how Deetra and Mama Evelyn were there to receive us on the first day. I really liked that, and I thought it was dope that you could man the table and have your table manned at the same time. Multitasking. Let me give a hand clap for multitasking. Because when I tell you, if we had 8 arms, we used every last one of them that day. I'm just saying, it was going down. It was going down.
Yeah. Lakeisha, did you have time? Did you share?
Yeah, I shared this morning.
Okay. So that was the registration. Where is Bridget? Oh, there. Yeah, she's here. Okay. Okay, well, let's go to oh yeah, okay. So let's go to where we want to go.
Here and there and everywhere.
So we know now that we have started doing the social media, now we don't want to stop. We want to keep flowing and keep stuff out there and stuff.
Speaking about that, we have the group page on Facebook. You guys can, whatever pictures you guys took, you can that you could post them on that group page, what people miss. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because we can use those same images to create stuff for the next one, especially if we're doing it 6 months from now. We got more than enough pictures to really have people interested. So yeah, post your pictures. You can start posting your pictures. Even if you want to take it 1 or 2 a day. I actually prefer that. I hate it when people batch 40 pictures all at once. Don't do that. Stretch it out.
Right.
But do post it so that people know, what happened, how you felt about it. We still need to do our videos about how it affected us. Because I love Jabril and I love what he did, and just realize he took on a big task. He probably needed one more person to just be like, okay, I'm gonna get this the testimony right here. That was almost a two-man job. So I'm like, yeah, we could do our due part and tell how we were transformed and how it helped us. Just put the camera on your face and just talk, and then we'll do the rest from there.
And you need to get all those pictures off your phone to get ready for your next event. So go on and get those photos off your phone. Amen.
So on the
who is that? Who is that typing? All that typing going on.
So one of the things that we want to do. What is that?
Just somebody typing? Can we just put the mute on or something? Somebody.
That's probably me driving. Let me cut it off.
Them nails, that's them nails, Mama Lakeisha.
The Detroit streets, boy, I tell you, be bumping and crumping and bumping. So now we'll have time to all of the upfront stuff that we need to do as far as like the funnels, and it was a lot of like technical things that I still need an administrative assistant. I mean, like a kick-ass administrative assistant. As far as, like paying, this is what I learned is that you get people, you don't get people to just do a job. You get people that can bring in the money to pay for them to do the job.
Mhm.
They must be worth their value and bring in that, that much money, so that you are free to work on an area where your specialty is, so that you then can bring the money in, and then they do what they do. So that's where I'm at now. I really need, I really desire, I really can use a kick-ass administrative assistant, and other things too, but those other things I got them kind of covered in who can do that. But that administrative, that person that just looks out for me and stuff and keeps me on task and just knows how to do. It was like when Whoopi Goldberg was in a movie, and she was rich. She ended up being rich or something like that, right? And she quit her job where she was working at, and she opened up her own agency. And this white girl who will also work there, she quit too and said, I want to help you. And when she went and helped her, she just organized everything. And before Whoopi in that character could even say what she needed, she already had it ready for her. I need that type of person, as far as doing that type of job. And they must be very social media savvy, function, how to do funnels, how to do this, all that, to make it all flow, so that as Danielle's out there doing all that stuff, as Mama's Head's doing all that social media stuff, she's able to take that content and do something for it. It's actually almost 2 jobs, but
I'm gonna say that is actually 2 jobs.
but
Funnel,
that person, like with you doing what you're doing, Danielle, it's that other person that's doing what I'm doing, the sending out responses and setting up things, and when we meet people, the administrative stuff, and making sure things get done, and sending out press releases and stuff like that, some of us are writers. We can write press releases and stuff. So I want everybody to feel that you can bring forth what your other skills are, so that they can be utilized in what we're doing. So the technical part and things that we do, like how we support our vendors, it's going to be phenomenal how we do that. And and when I say support, like we had the thing where if you send the vendors also get out there and promote themselves, we want to have that fixed up and tightened, and that
more like have the resource.
somebody handles vendors, somebody
Mhm.
handles the whole thing around vendors, What, Danielle, honey?
I was saying have the resource, because we ran out of time. It was to have the resource page, so you can just go and get your which we have the templates for. You know what I'm saying? We just need the new dates and everything like that. But you have your profile picture placement. You have your cover photo placement where, the resources. All the resources is up there where you can go and edit, put your picture on there.
Right.
Because like I said, I thought about doing that for everybody, and then I looked at that list. I was like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna edit everybody's stuff. I'm gonna have it set up so that as a template that people can just pop their picture, pop their business, and then you'll be good to go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so yeah, looking for somebody like that, looking for a Jabril. Now we have him. So somebody who does some, and I wanted somebody young to do the video, and they think differently, everything's quick, and so we want to give them those opportunities.
And a Zoom moderator. We need a Zoom moderator.
Yeah, dedicated. Yeah.
someone dedicated just to making sure that the quality of the Zoom video and everything, just run the Zoom rooms, period. Just, just handle that so that we don't have to worry about that.
Right. We need, and I remember I asked, and I didn't understand at first, and then it came to me. I was like, we need to focus in more on and Mama Queen told me Mama had that part's not connected. That computer, the Zoom piece is different from the projector piece. And I said, okay, because we'll need a computer dedicated, maybe one to hold the sharing portion of the files so that what's showing up on the projector with the presentation is also clearly visible with the Zoom presentation on the computer. That was one as far as Zoom goes.
He did not know how to do that, where the other person and the people that your friend, that they do that, where they actually connected, where they would have been in Zoom.
Oh, we didn't have the computer wasn't connected to the projector.
Yes. Right.
Okay.
Right.
That's one of my things, but I was downstairs doing the same with my retrograde having experiences. So okay. All right, check.
Right.
Can I say something real quick? Can I share what I shared with you earlier today? So what I experienced being a presenter was the projector screen was too small. So my idea, I'm like, if we use the same venue to rent 2 large screen TVs and have them on the side of the stage so that people can see, and then project it that way on the screens, as opposed to trying to find another large screen projector, projector screen or something like that. And then also the screens can use in the interim when we're not presenting and we're in between in the breaks, we can be running the logos of the vendors and the presenters. And then it could also show up the what's next. You could have the picture of who's the next presenter, back, So that was an idea of like just, stepping it up and like just go ahead and get the TVs and project that way.
Okay.
Yeah. We need to check with what is it, Rent-A-Center?
Yeah. I hear you on the big TVs, but let me tell you, we seem to not remember that black and white. I didn't know black worked well with projectors. It works excellent. I wouldn't never believe it if I wouldn't have saw it myself, but black fabric, the curtains probably would have been well to work, or sheets. So I'm just, my mama head is on the budget. So that's why I'm always coming up with what we got already until we can. And if we can. So I'm just saying.
Gotcha. So, but where we are now is the next level has got to be
right.
And we did project that on that black curtain.
Yeah, we did try to.
It didn't show up, and it might be that projector was not powerful enough,
Right, the looms, you got to know your looms on the baby. That's a whole nother word. The looms of the bulb and all of that thing.
But the thing is that what we do is we design it in how we want it. How do we want it?
Exactly.
Okay, and then this time we create what that budget is, because now we've already had the dress rehearsal. So we had the 2 TVs, bam. What would that cost? And then and this, that, and the other. And then we say, this is the budget for us to do it, and we know what it's going to look like. And then we go after the funding, the sponsors and
sponsors.
And sponsors, that budget must include advertisement.
Right.
That's what the sponsors are jumping on board for, the advertisement. So we want them to know that money is going to cover advertisement on, and making sure we get on shows and stuff like that to pay for PR. Right. Danny?
Well, when you talk about sponsors and everything, then now is the time to do it for next year.
Yeah.
You can't wait until 3 months before or 2 months before. And if you want big, some substantial donors, they have a budget that they put out yearly. So by the time you come and ask them for something, their allotment of donations, they've met it. So they'll say, come back and see us next year. So now is the time to ask for donors for the event next year.
Right.
And that could be something that will the video be put on DVD? How is it? Or is there going to be a link?
There would be there would be a link but
okay.
There's the promo. See, for the for sponsors and stuff, then there's the promo, which is just a little 3 to 5 minute presentation about what happened at the conference. Now that we have that footage, it's no hose barred or whatever, because now we got evidence, and I know that he captured the essence, the feeling, the all of that, because everything that was happening, Jabril was on it all over. All over. He was capturing it. Somebody crying, he's right there. Somebody jumping up a drawer, dancing, he was right there.
Right.
He said, "Get over here and look at this video." Where's Danielle? Tell her to come. Tell Danielle to come here. She was talking. Come on.
The video itself can't be too long where they would have to sit for a long period of time.
Right.
You will have to, it would have to, and then send it to them. And we are requesting that if you can put us in your budget for donations for sponsorship, and send that out to prospective sponsors. But I would say to do it right after he finishes that, whatever the final promotional video will look like, send it out.
Yeah.
And make it a 3-minute pitch. I think most pitches are
if it's longer than that,
elevator pitch, right? Elevator pitch.
Right.
Yeah.
If it's longer than that, they're gonna say, okay, I don't have time to sit here and watch all of this. So
It's got to be key points.
Exactly. Right. So anything else you want to share? What areas that we want to
I did have a question. You did this before?
Not
What's this?
I've done other conferences.
Right. Did you do them on Mother's Day?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought there was a specific
No.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so
I was talking about that when we have, as far as what people get out of the conferences that my family and stuff have put together, is that same feeling, that's, so I knew, I knew the feeling, I knew the love and stuff that was going to be there. And being with all of you all, I knew it was going to be multiplied times 100, and that people would get that feeling. I wanted, and I knew we all needed to experience it together, so that now that you seen and saw the baby born and stuff like that was involved, and you know what your part is, like what in your part, how can you zoom in even better? Like at the end, how do we zoom in and make sure we get from every part of it? There is the action, just like in singing when you have your songs or you have a play. There is that scene, but there's also the transition that happens before you get to the scene. So once we got that, now we can work on the transition. And now we can work and transition. That means a lot of things, that means transition involved me going downstairs and making an announcement that blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Upstairs, and
Mhm.
and then coming back upstairs and doing this. That's part of the transition. And
Mhm.
then the music was part of the transition. That's why Pam had played this in between here,
Mhm.
and then
So is it a feeling to have it at the same place next year?
I would really like to have Elizabeth is supposed to be 2 times a year.
Oh, okay.
And I'm suggesting in
Because we know the space.
yeah, that we do it there. Because,
Flowing.
I mean, I'm gonna tell you, as far as I'm concerned, unless there's some other speaker or something, we can do the exact same thing, almost that, the same vendors and all that, but now everybody knows what to do. So that's like a dress rehearsal. Now, we fine tune it, change wherever we need to change, tweak it here. We need a different speaker, or we need to not have. It worked very well with Jacqueline not being there. That was the hour that I was able to catch up with everything on Saturday.
Oh, okay.
That's what happened. Yeah.
Okay.
So that is good.
So let's look at the schedule, because things were like right after one another. And what it doesn't allow is time for people to, when they're coming out of one thing, to talk about, wow,
Yeah.
da 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 da. It didn't
Right.
allow the time for them to talk about what they just left before going into the next thing. You see what I'm saying?
I think that happened. I think Saturday we were able. I think only one time, because I think we did get that gap. I don't know. I think we did get that time. I don't know. But we want to be more intentional about it. The unload, the download, or whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's built-in needs to be a time where after each speaker, there's a Q&A time.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a Q&A time that the audience has an opportunity to absorb the information. And as they're absorbing it, to be able to ask those questions.
Yeah. The ones they didn't think about while it was going on,
Right. And because when one person asks a question, it sparks another question. Right. And then as another person, it keeps going. And so there has to be that built-in time for a Q&A. Because that also gives the speaker time to breathe.
Yeah.
And to regather.
Yeah.
And then be able to answer those questions.
Yeah. Now what I saw, and I was there through every one of them, that they did have the Q&A, and those who had questions did. It wasn't a lot of questions, but they did have that. The only one that was
quick check.
That wasn't the end. That was when I can't remember if it was Omani's the money thing, or if there was Nicole, where each person had to talk about whatever. What was that conversation where they asked each other? Nobody remembers.
It was the gratitude conversation.
It was the gratitude. Yes. They were back and forth and stuff like that, but they had plenty of time for questions.
Okay.
And they asked the questions, and even now I'm know also that I'm keeping up with the time. And if something wasn't ready or whatever, or people, we had to gather the people. But yeah, they did have the Q&As in all of the sessions.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I got a couple things. This Omani. Okay. Hey. Okay, so I'm in the conversation, like we got really the acknowledgement and everything that what worked. But I think like from the top to the bottom, we gotta look at what didn't work.
That's what
one thing that did. Okay, wait a minute, hold on. Thank you. What didn't work for me is that it was too long.
Yeah.
It was way too long.
Mm-hmm.
What didn't work for me is that we didn't quite birth the baby. And that was the whole point of the whole thing, was to birth the baby. The vision didn't get birthed. Right? Like, for real, if we look at that conversation, I don't know, Danny,
It didn't know, because it did that,
Yeah.
well, the rebirthing, there's a setup and an atmosphere for a birthing.
Yes.
And we just went from Amani right into it, and there was no segue to prepare them for a birthing ceremony. It wasn't.
Yeah. So that was the whole point of the whole thing. So we missed that, and so that has definitely got to be worked on. Okay, so y'all know who I am. Is I talk straight, direct, and authentic, and you know. And we got to really work on, like, what's team and what does team look like. Sheila's calling for team, but how we gonna work as a team? Because mostly it was individual. We just, whatever Sheila told us to do, that's what we did. So, you know, but inside of team, everybody is present to and aware of what everybody is doing, so things can run smooth. So what's missing for me is team, and how team go work together. And like, as we go along, are we going to have meetings so we can see how things are going, and like that. So basically, that's what I want to say.
So I have a question. So when you say too long, do you mean in terms of all day long, or 2 days long, or what?
2 days long, 2 days long, all day long. And we had some things in that program that had really nothing to do with birthing, or your passion, or your vision, or your right? That had to be so long, right? Because if we just focus on the things with the, like, okay, so what was missing for me is, what was our intention, and what was our end goal? What was our end goal? What was our end intention? And did people leave there with that intention fulfilled? That was missing for me too. What was the intention of the Elizabeth conference? And did people leave with that intention fulfilled? See, because listen, you guys, we are all lovely, loving, caring people. Right. We always go get value out of anything we do. That's just who we are. We're gonna make sure we have a good time. We're gonna make sure that it's fun present. We're gonna make sure that love is present, like that. And there's an intention to be fulfilled. And you have to work, or you have to do something to have an intention fulfilled. It's not that we leave like we came. And I know we didn't leave like we came, but then the question for me is, we had something we wanted to fulfill on. Did it get fulfilled on? Because we have no problem creating a good feeling. None of us.
I felt like I felt like I had a rebirth. I definitely did. After that dance segment, I felt okay to leave. I didn't want to leave, but I needed to, and I felt like after that segment that I was able to go out into the world and be afterwards. I felt like I had an awakening and a birthing. So yeah, that's my case. So
but for someone as yourself that has been through many processes, what if somebody had never been through one?
Right. Well, that's what 6 months from now is gonna do. We're gonna make sure it, fulfill that.
Yeah. What I was talking about like transitions and the intention for each section, and why does it work for the next section, and so on and so forth, is what we want to work on, making sure that that's put in place. Go into the next whatever the next thing is. So so in other words, like we were talking about, Reverend Omani and I were talking about that we had not brought forth the the vision. Although I must say, I did see the whole thing when I was sharing with the Omani and Danny about how that flow. I saw how the flow was going to go, but then we never came to how it really like a almost like a script. This will happen, this happened, and this happened, or knowing exactly what each other was going to do to make sure that that flow of them, you know, being where
okay.
where we would want that to be as far as that section is concerned. So let me finish
so
this,
let me just
let me finish this, please.
Okay.
So like for instance, when I'm talking about like what's his name? Ken. And setting Ken up for a powerful presentation and where their heads are right where they need to be. So for instance, I come up, or whoever is the MC comes up and says, okay, we're about to talk about, you know, like what I said. Omani has said something about taking your, you know, you can't take your stuff with you. And then I come up and I said, you know, but you can control it. So so what we're going to do is we want everybody to pass out a sheet of paper for everybody, right? So now people are in expectation now. Well, okay, piece of paper, and you literally not have it on the paper on the chair, but literally pass it out, because when passed out, that people get involved, and it's like, okay, yeah, and then they're ready for some instructions. Now, so now I want you to write down everything that is important to you, and you know, and beneficiaries, all that stuff. And so people are in now, they're engaged in it, their mind is going there. You said, now how is that really important to you, or whatever we say. And they said, now we're going to have Ken Harrison is going to come up and tell you how to protect that is important, because now that is important to me is up there in your face. Then Kim comes on and he talks about that from it being present for them. Now something is important versus just coming talking. We're going to talk about trust and how blah 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 blah. So that's what I'm talking about, the setup for different things like that. Yes, Danny.
Okay, so the other part about it, there are part of the conference that will be for people like Ken to talk about trust and wealth management and all of that. The placing of that should be earlier in the day, so that when you're trying to segue out of that into a ritual mode, it doesn't work. So we went from talking about trust to right after him was Reverend Omani.
It was a 2-hour break. There was a break there.
Right, but just the time area, the switch.
I hear, but I'm still saying that there was.
So it was a 2-hour. It was a 2-hour break between Ken and Edwana.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so Edwana, that music brings everybody in.
Okay.
Right.
And then the next and the next. Yeah, there should not have been a break in between that. When we were talking, that's 3 hours. That's like the end of the day.
Right.
The day, because I'm sensitive as far as the breaks, that people are down there listening. I mean, you know, with the vendors. So if there was a break, okay, take a break and go down with the vendors and be with them and like that. Now the day being long, we don't have to have it that long.
You know, understand.
And I think and some of the things that we want to do are like, I would call them minuets, you know, where we do, you know, we have different locations and we just do little short things that are like no more than 4 hours, you know, have a speaker, 2 speakers or whatever. And and before, as we build up to the next thing.
And it's the other thing that's difficult is when everything is happening in one room.
Yeah.
When you got everything happening in the same room. Okay. It can be difficult to prepare for somebody that's coming to do something or whatever it is, because the room is occupied, you see?
Right.
And so when everything is in one single room, it can become a little difficult.
Yeah. But thank God we didn't have that. We had upstairs was the conference and downstairs was the vendors.
Right. But there was no time to set up for a rebirthing ritual. There was no, because
clear the space. Yeah.
Because the space is occupied. The space is, and if the intent was to do ritual, then that whole space should have been cleared out.
Everybody upstairs or whatever.
Right, everybody. So that 2-hour break could have been, or a 1-hour break could have been in there somewhere where everybody can leave out that room. It be prepared for a rebirthing. Then they come back in prepared in that state of mind. And then Reverend Armani could prepare them for it, and the segue could go right into the rebirthing. And that's what I'm saying. But when you only got the one room, and I understand it depends on the venue, when you only got that one room, there has to be a space to clear what's been, because we still had energy from the trust and the money and you know what I'm saying? And so, yeah.
Yeah. So for me, just thinking about, like because of date and planning, like Ken could have been day one, so to speak. Or like you said, with the transition, we'd be able to ask everyone to follow suit downstairs and just hold tight so we can get the room prepared or whatnot. Because, sometimes it's because of the availability. But with greater planning, you can get that, together. Because all with, what trust was very important to be presented. We need to be aware and know of that. I really, the other thing, I just want to go back because I didn't want to forget about this, is technology. Now, the technology got to be up to date, Mama Head. I mean, I did come in saying that, since this work, I know I have what we needed. I went and got it, but we got to make sure that our tech is up to speed, because that was the reason why we weren't able to have the TV. And we did have the TVs. We just probably could have had them both upstairs, because you can also mirror your television and throw your image from your phone to the television, to these smart TVs now. So we did have our TVs. We had two. I mean, I guess we did. I know we had one. The church had one. So anyway. Okay, I'm done. Thank you.
Okay, so I just want to know, why'd you go back to that?
I didn't want to forget, and that's where it was. So it's okay. We can go back.
Okay, so let me just say something, you guys. Like, it's actually a very big project. But okay, for me, the conversation is all over the place. All right. It's not directed so you can actually take care of the issues piece by piece, one by one. And so and there's a lot of ideas. And this is one thing I took away from the conference, because the conference is that it's a specialized conversation. It's specialized. It's about birthing your vision, your purpose, and your passions. That's specialized. Anything going on that ain't about doing that, it ought not be in the conference. That's just me.
I got
you. We need to be more disciplined in how we're directing the conversation all over the place, because it has our conference be all over the place. So I'm just saying, I'm done, complete.
I get what you're saying.
Danny, I did. I just want to I just want to own the fact that there is information, because I have done this for umpteen years. conferences and workshops. And I am owning that I have not been present to put in energy that probably would have circumvented some of the things we're talking about right now. So let me own that. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's talk. Okay, we all good girlfriends here. Let's talk. On this call right now, we have several people, more than 2, more than 5. It might be 5 or more who know how to do a powerful event. For real, please tell the truth. We already know.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Okay, and so then, okay, so I'm an inquiring mind. I want to know what happened that we had all of us work together since I came, and we weren't able to put our heads together. And I can get Danny like you owning it, but it's also like us really being pulled in such a way that we can own what was going on. We have to really like own what's going on. Like I was a part of it, and I asked questions. I asked Sheila a lot of questions about what was going on. And so we have to really work with a way so that, because if I don't really know what's going on, or Sheila, listen, you got to hear me from constructive criticism, not that I'm making you wrong or anything like that, because I'm not. I am here to have each and every one of us be better, because I'm here to have myself be better, right? And so I have to point out what's there that's not that, right? And it is not to put anything down, because I really what's my specialized training? I'm about transformation, training, and development spiritually. That's what I'm about, and I'm clear about it. If we're not getting trained and developed out of everything that we're doing, so that when we go to the next thing, because I'm gonna tell you personally, Sheila, I'm not interested in doing another program like the one we just did. We did that already. What are we gonna do? My question is, what am I gonna do to have that thing be better? Like not even better, like unrecognizable to what we did this time. Because there's enough power on this conversation. It's enough knowledge on this conversation in this group. It's enough commitment in this group that anything that we touch is gold. And I think that's all I want to say about that.
Yeah.
And can that be done? And can that be done in 6 months? You're talking about twice. So what is the purpose of having it twice a year?
Well, the initial thing was that it's actually February the 1st is the date of it, the celebration. It was always on February, right? And because it's so cold, then we would do the that one in a warmer area. That's when we would travel, and then one later in the year for to have it here in the city of Detroit, where it's warmer. That's
okay. Okay.
Now, as far as is 6 months enough? Yes, we've already done the damn thing. You know, the wonderful damn thing. We've already done that. And when I say we'll do it, so no, we don't want it. We don't want it to be exactly like it was. Of course not, and it could not be because of life. But to take that and fine tune that, in other words, put the other things in place that was not in place, remove those things that didn't work, remove those. It doesn't have to be the same amount of hours. So when I'm saying do it in 6 months, it's not to have the same thing, but to have, now we've done this much and we see how much. Now, now that we have that ready, basically websites ready, basically blah, 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 blah. It's just about changing people, cutting the time down, and then doing it again. Doing it where I would like for, I have to pray about this and stuff, and we get a consensus, but I would like for it to male and female, because male and female, men are also Elizabeth, but there's one that is just the women. And then, another one where we can decide that it's just the women that we're going to work with, or we can invite the brothers to come in as well, as far as participants or whatever. When we had just one male speaker? Yeah. So actually 2, because Ray was in there as well. So now it's about Okay, so that is passed. That's what we want to do in 6 months. If we choose, if that's what we're gonna do, we're gonna do something, you know, then we already know a facility, we already know how the vending thing goes, we already know blah, blah, blah. So take that, we don't have to learn that. We don't have to be surprised at the place. The people are beautiful people, and pack it out. It's just pack it
Okay.
out. Do the
Okay.
other.
Can I jump in here? Can I jump in here, please?
Who is that? I don't
This
know.
is Bridget.
Oh, Bridget, yes.
Okay. When we are talking 6 months, we have to look at time. 6 months puts you smack dead in November. So that puts you right into holiday season. So considering the venue, does that venue, she pulled me off to the side and I had a talk with her as I was leaving. And she was asking me, what else do I do? And when I told her what else I did, she told me all the concerts and different things they have there.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're talking holiday time. You're talking holiday money.
No. I'm talking because I looked at the calendar. I said, okay, November is not going to really work, so we had to do it at the end of October. If we're going to do it close to 6 months, it has to be the end of October.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
okay, y'all. I'm stepping away from the conversation for 1 second. I'll be right back.
Okay. Okay. So if we do it in October, are you looking to do it the 2 days, or can it be
1 day?
Or then that's what I was going to ask. Or can it be like a mini conference with a set amount, a set amount of speakers for that 1 day?
Mm-hmm. And we don't, let me tell you, we don't have to do it in 6 months. We can say, let's do every 3 months, we do a 4-hour minuet. So we have a speaker, and we just save it and do this big annual thing once a year in May, like we've done. We can just do that because I don't want to freak nobody out. And everybody's got other things that they're doing as well. And we just schedule like every 3 months, we have a special guest, and we do a 4-hour minuet, have a couple of speakers, keep it simple, they learn a lot of stuff, and then, we could do that easily. Oh, really? Danielle.
Oh, okay. I wanted to go back to when we was talking about the clearing of the space. I don't know how you guys felt the energy when the performers actually performed. There was the start of releasing happening that kind of, in my opinion, kind of didn't happen because it was going somewhere, but of what was everything that was happening. I just wanted to say that it would be great if the next time we do this again, we actually do have that crowd participation, dance, church release type situation, and then somehow clear the space and then come back and get ready for the rebirthing. Because there was people, I don't know, like I said, it was a shift, but it stopped because it's like, okay, now we got to stop this and get ready for the finance piece, which the finance piece is definitely important. I feel like if we shifted around and maybe have 1 day where we deal with the business, because the whole point of the Elizabeth is the fact that we go through the ebbs and flows. I don't know how many times I'm supposed to be working, but I'm over here dancing, or how many times I'm supposed to be, when you're in the spirit, but sometimes your mind wanders off on the other stuff because it's like that's just human nature of it all. So I'm like, if we can incorporate movement where people get that stagnation and everything out, offer them, I think that would be a great way for them to be open to the birthing and the, I just want to share that.
Okay, thank you. Mama Het?
I don't even remember why I had my hand up. I'm sorry.
It'll come back. Anyone else? Hey, Lily.
Hey,
Hey,
happy belated
so
birthday,
good.
Mama
Hey,
Hat. Hey,
Zoe
beautiful
B.
people.
Happy
How
birthday.
y'all doing?
Hey.
How y'all feeling, beautiful people?
Good. What was your take from the conference, baby?
It was nice. Oh, it was a lot of good information spread. I didn't get a chance to come up and hear and everything, like, but I get a chance to listen to some downstairs. Also, it was decent. It was decent. I'm in appreciation of what it was. Yeah, and I feel like I want it to be a better turnout with guests, but everybody that was there was supposed to be there. So.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So
Amazing thinking.
we all felt fell short as far as inviting and getting people really there. So now that we've seen that and we know that it's a safe place to invite your friends and your family and all of that, then the next one gotta happen. Meanwhile, we'll be doing some other things and we had just to decide. So we won't there's a business that's the annual. This is the annual event. And anything else that we do are minuets. And then all of us individually are doing things on our own, like things that I have to do over at Everett's. There'll be workshops and all that kind of stuff as well over there as well. And I would suppose in whatever you guys are doing individually. Lakeisha?
Okay, as the new kid on the block, so I can roll with anything. I think that, I enjoyed myself. But there's just coming from the new kid on the block, just, coming in. I thought that there should be some things that could have been done a little bit different, or I should say my expectation. So one of the things I didn't want to say, but I'm totally in agreement with Reverend. I thought that it was too long. A couple of people mentioned, about Friday, how people work on that day. So a lot of people wanted to make it, but it started so early, in the morning. So that was one thing. On the Friday, just on the outside looking in, it seemed like it could have been, not saying it wasn't good organization, but it just seemed like we were kind of like feeling our way as we got there that day. Like the place was really extremely too hot. So, like ahead of time, no, you want people to feel comfortable. Like it was really too hot for me, but you could bear through it all, but I don't feel like it was comfortable, really a comfortable atmosphere to really get what you really came for because of the comfort. That's why I had water the next day. My plans was to sell it, but after that I was like, no, I just need to give it away because it was hot. Because I knew that day, if it was hot and wasn't nobody in the place, I knew it was going to be hot when people came to the place because bodies, draw heat. So, I think that should have been looked at, the comfortability of the people that was attending. Originally, the tickets were $75. That's a lot of money for a lot of people to pay $75. So for $75, even though we ended up going down closer to the time, for $75, I felt like it should have at least had something, some type of hors d'oeuvres or something. Like most conferences that I go, there's something for them to snack on or some type of appetizers or something like that for $75. Like, what are you getting for $75 for, especially when you're going to a place that you may not totally be aware of the conference that you're going to? I just feel like something more should have been added. Decorations. Like, I feel like, we represent excellence. So I feel like it could have been decorated a lot better with the tables, what I'm saying? Like, decorated beautifully to represent the Elizabeth. Not saying that, you know, it wasn't nice how it have, but you know, we're presenting like the Elizabeth, like it's like a representation. Like there was no covers, no centerpieces, but the front, like the next day, Saturday, was really, really nice with the candles, with the, you know, everything. That part was nice. But when you first come in, the chair, you know, those chairs that was on the, you know, that was on the, it just really wasn't inviting. It was more inviting Saturday than it was on Friday. I feel like it was much more inviting on Saturday than it was on Friday. It just seemed like we were like the video, because people kept asking me about the I didn't know if it was technical issues or if it was not about the Zoom portion. It's like, you know, it's like we were just feeling our way through instead of like beforehand, maybe having like rehearsal or how it was going to be set up way before time. It seemed like we was trying to figure it out the day of. You know, that was just my take on it. But I enjoyed myself. I can roll with the best of them. I'm just, you know, sharing what I felt like could have been just, you know, ahead of time, like just ahead of time to know, you know, what the facility is like, how we're going to set up, and, you know, different things like that. It didn't, if it was, it didn't appear to be that way. And I think 2 hours for a break is like a very, very long, you know, long time. I like what Danny had said about, you know, clearing out the room before that next segment. So that's the only one I got a chance to really see. And it was very, very inviting, very, you know, so I didn't get a chance to see, but it was kind of hot upstairs for me. So, but other than that, I think it turned out to be good, but those are things that I thought that should be maybe thought about next time.
Hot down in downstairs, honey?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
And that's just my opinion, being the new girl on the block. Just.
Well, you're not really the new girl. This is the first time everybody in this that we've done this together. Everybody is in their own worlds. So there's no new kid on the block here. We're just experiencing something for the first time together. So to speak for on the decor, because I want to make sure the initial intention was grand. Okay, grand. It was we were looking at hotels. We were looking at staying, you know, people having to pay to stay at the hotel, to register, all of that. Okay. And then when the price came for all of that, with the food and all of that, it was like, there's no way. There's no way. We could, I was just thanking God all weekend that we did not sign nothing that would have made that obligation, you know. So the decor was fabulous. When I told her, and she would ask me, Bridget would ask me, so what is the count? I said, girl, we ain't sold no tickets. So she had to go and cut out stuff. Okay, well, we'll get it down to where the budget of what we can definitely handle. All right. So that's why all these things, there was the 2 hours where when everybody left, then in 2 hours, it was going to be transformed. There was going to be smoke coming in, you know, so that when we open the door and the people walk in, there's smoke and the whole atmosphere is set up right there, you know, set up. So the intention was there. It's all written down. We just have to now have the time. But as I would look at, and Lakeisha, I do want to acknowledge how much you did bring in a lot, you know, vendors and stuff like that. And so I want to acknowledge that you did that. But when you look at the tickets, and me on my end, I look at the tickets, then I have to make some adjustments. You know, do I stop the whole thing, or do we go on with what we have? So we went on, and thank God, you know, we got Jabril, where that stuff was going to cost $2,000 to, you know, for them to come in and video and hook it up into the professional way to Zoom it and stuff like that. It's not that we don't know it. It's that then we get down to, okay, now, no, we forget we're not going to have no, well, we got to, so that we can capture the information so that we can get money and so on and so forth. So yeah, the decor, the 2 hours, to shut the door and everybody come in, you know, and they walk into this grand thing. But who was walking in? 2 and 3 people. 2 and 3 people. So it for what now? And now what we're going to do is, how do we create that for the next one, even if it is next year? And if it is next year, it should be, we should have so many contacts that place is too small. Some other things that, like the 4-hour menus, we can do that there because it's affordable, and other places are even more affordable. That place costs $750, the whole church up and down a day, $750. That's hard to beat what we had access to. And the graciousness and the love. And I didn't pay them until that day. I paid $150 to hold it. And then I had to pay even that day, because the day before I didn't have cash. And so, yeah, we just, you know, so that's relationship, you know, my relationship with her, which worked in our behalf, because otherwise we'd have been in trouble. Okay. It'd have been cut off. So the intent is all written down on how you know, I mean, we've done, Bridget and I did what's her name, Sky's thing, and had to do the covering for all the tables and most of the chairs in the VIP area. So, but when you don't have the finances, you had to pick and choose. I ordered the, what do you call it, the banner. I ordered the banner. It did not go in. So I had to order that day, same day, pay extra. And then I didn't have time or the transportation to go out there and get it. So the banner is still sitting out there. It'll be ready for next year. I didn't put a date. I didn't put a year on there, but it'll be ready for next year. And the other things that we wanted to have. So we just look at this, not as a, I mean, and I'm so glad that we're doing this, because it's just look at it. What can we tweak? What can we turn into? What was each of our own personal contribution? I mean, look at yourself. That's the bottom line. How could, if it was me, what do I mean? I mean, what do I need to do next time to make sure that it is what I see that it should be, that it could be? What was my part that we did not have enough people there? What was that? You know, we started talking about it 4 months ago. I'm the leader, you know, so I know what I need to work on. All of us need to work on those particular things, and to make sure that it is grand. It is not, the conference is not designed. Sometimes when I look at myself with no teeth and talking and stuff, it is not designed for a one day. That is not a conference. Okay. So it's never been designed for a one day. Now, can we do one day? Yes, we can do one day, but that's not the design. The minuets, these other workshops and stuff, those are designed for the one day. But the conference is all of that coming together for you know, with information, where it don't even have to be the same speaker. It could be where you go into different workshops we have. But the venue is going to decide. Well, you can decide, and then you look for your venue. I need 4 rooms so that people can select what you know, topic they want, what class and workshop they want to take. So there's many ways to approach it based on what we had. the issue of the hot, because when my husband came in there and we was about to play and that fan was blowing, he was like, the fan, you'll turn the fan. I said, they would kill me if I was to turn that fan off. So we had to, deal with that. But that's not the norm. That's not the norm. So
I don't think that weather was expected either. We had a change in weather here in the city too, because they predicted, I don't think it was supposed to be
cooler. Yeah, it's supposed to be
but that's nor here nor there. But one of the things about it is, because my concern was that the ticket was $75. This is just me. I'm just bringing myself here, how I operate. Because I was thinking, how are people going to afford? I mean, people do have money to spend. They buy what they want. They spend what they want to spend money on. But I was thinking about it. Are people going to have funds if they're spending $75 a day or whatever? Are the vendors going to be supported?
Yeah.
Are they going to have funds to support the vendors? Because, and then when I saw, and I wasn't aware of Patty and what's name coming, I was like, now Patty and Gladys have slipped up in here. We probably, when they made their announcement, it was probably, I'm going to see Patty and Gladys. I was like, hey, But,
y'all can't look. Let's not miss the fact that it was Mother's Day weekend. And our core group
women
will be women, mothers. I mean, really, let's not miss that fact. So I don't think nobody did more advertising than that little bit over there. I mean, Danielle was on about her business. She was sending this. We were putting out that, you posted whatever it is, and then you see all these other things on Mother's Day weekend.
Yeah.
And so let's not miss that point, that when you have so many different things that are in contrast, not contrast to a competition, so people are shopping for Mother's Day.
Yeah.
So all of their time on that weekend is geared toward what we gonna do for Mama. And it would have been lovely had they thought that, oh, well, I can take Mama to this 2-day conference. Right. But that was not the case.
Right.
And then when the weather changed and it got nice outside,
they want to be outside.
They want to be outside.
Okay, so let me say this. We as Elizabeth must get to the point. This is something that I learned at Landmark actually.
Okay.
Was that who we are? Is that we are the ones that are chosen, that they choose to be with us.
Yeah.
Because there's millions of people out there. We're thinking about our friend and this, no, we have to be, we want to be where no matter what we do.
Let me say this, and you are. I just want you all to know that your hearts and your minds were in the right place from the beginning. So that's not a question. The question is, when this goes down the next time, okay, venue selection.
Right.
Time of year that's desirable for you.
Right. And then look what else is going on in the city.
Right. What do you desire? Things like 4th of July weekend, those types of things. We look into that. Look at those off seasons where nobody's doing anything. And this would be a good time to put this 2-day conference. You know what I'm saying? If you're looking at October is a good month. April is a good month. Because now you're getting into spring, and October you're getting into fall. It's not too hot and it ain't too cold. Spring is not, you see what I'm saying? So that even if the weather shifts or changed, we're not thrown off. Okay. But, you know, those type of things, I think Reverend Armani said it very well, is individually, we know a lot of stuff. Individually, we do. I don't think there's anybody on here with Evelyn and Lakeisha in terms of how to, maybe Mama Hat, how to do that vending thing. You know what I'm saying? How to set it up, how to make it work for the vendors. Because the one thing you do want is that the vendors at least get back their investment.
Yeah, but the vendors must work too. That's something that they have to get. They just like I need to get the Everett's. That's a physical place.
Right.
They have to create their following.
And absolutely.
Yeah. So that's the culture that we're creating with our vendors. So this is what we do. If you want to be part of this thing, this is how everybody wins, is that everybody brings, people in. As far as that church is concerned, it doesn't take a lot of people to do, to fill that up. It didn't take a lot of people to fill that up. That if everybody brought people in, everybody brought 10 people in, we had it. So the thing is now, what do we put in place so that we pick up from here? Because the reason I say that you can call it something else, I don't care, but the thing is, the next one that we do, we put these new ideas in place, for whatever that thing is.
Okay.
Okay.
So what about Elizabeth changed the theme? So the Elizabeth presents and then have a specific theme every year or that way that there's a focus. It's not just this big broad Elizabeth banner but then there's a focus. So what are we focusing on this year? What do we want to bring into fruition this time? Okay. And then that would bring it down to whereas we'll know just about who our speakers need to be. You see what I'm saying? And so on and so forth.
Right.
Oh,
now, I want to fuss at this, because I've had friends that said after something was over that I knew this, but I didn't want to say nothing. Or many times I brought this to us in meetings. We're going to have a meeting about this at any time. Anything that we're saying now could have been brought up. It's too many. It's high. It's too high. Why y'all thought I brought it to you so you can say, girl, that's too much money. And then we could talk about, well, let's look at the budget, blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
That was not done. All these things are coming up now, but I bring it so that we can all talk about it. Mm-hmm. And bring at least discussions so that, well, let me, when the thing came up about, well, I'm not going to go into that, about Mother's Day and stuff, and then the person ended up away with their mother that brought it up. So I had people doing things and then they wasn't going to do it. So where it's like, you're not involving everybody, blah, blah, blah. So I bring it, I lay it on the table. I say, here's a meeting, you can call me anytime and all that kind of stuff. So I'll take my part of responsibility, but I'm not taking everybody's.
Oh, no. I'm
not saying, I'm not even blaming nobody. I'm just saying.
No, this is all valuable. Yeah, this is all valuable.
Yes.
All of it.
And that's when you want to say, that's what we want to say. That so from this point now, if we put it together, and I get that it's important. Once you see it and you experience it, then you know what, okay, now I see what the vision is. Okay, now I see where we can tweak this and tweak that and add this and be more responsible in our own individual areas of what we want to bring. And do we need more meetings and all that stuff? What kind of commitments do I need to make sure that everybody knows that I need this done from you and what you can expect from me, so on and so forth. But we did one hell of a job
Yes,
Out of
yes.
COVID too.
I don't want to negate that either. Because
Coming
as
out of
Alita
COVID,
said,
Coming
the
out of
information was invaluable.
Mhm.
Invaluable.
And I think that the production was valuable. I think
Mm-hmm.
what everybody did was wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Now now, you know, like engaging more of our family and friends to get involved, because now we've seen it and we're safe with it. We've seen it, we're safe with it. The music is this, we can speak on all aspects of it and know that we can pack the place out.
May I say something, please?
Yes,
Mhm.
ma'am.
So I'm not for sure if the Elizabeth is a nonprofit organization or not.
Yeah, it's going to be, and I'm going to talk to you about it.
Okay.
Because
So
that's how
another
we can
thing,
get the extra money.
because that's really how you get a lot of sponsors, by
Mhm.
being a nonprofit organization. I mean,
Right.
you know, people not just gonna sponsor, you know, that's one thing they want to know. Are you a nonprofit? Like, what is the Elizabeth? So it would help possibly in the future if we were a nonprofit organization. Another thing also, I noticed that there are so many talented people. The other day we were talking about these different locations. Like, we need to do fundraisers throughout the year. So, you know, you can't totally depend on the sponsors. We need to depend on ourselves to make sure that we have the funds and everything that we need for whatever event that we're sponsoring. So like you had a space, like the singing bowls, like we could have a space outside or something. People will pay to come to something like that, like to use our talents, well, the resources that we have available that doesn't cost a lot of money. We can use that as a fundraiser and you know, to use for whatever the Elizabeth decides to do. Use our resources. And I know a lot of people may not like what I'm going to say, but maybe Elizabeth should maybe have dues, you know, maybe a yearly due, like yearly dues, maybe $25 due or something every year, because this is something that we're doing together. This is something that we're trying to make change for. You know, things cost. Like,
Shit ain't free.
most organizations that have, you know,
Mm-hmm.
they do have some type of membership dues that are
Mhm.
associated. So I just think that's another way of bringing about funds to do
Mhm.
some of the things that we could do to help each other out on their project or their business or sources, and not depend on sponsors. It's things that we can do ourselves to make sure that we have the funds that we need. We just need to collaborate. You know, you have the shop. I've never been to the shop. We have, y'all talking about space outside, you know, that doesn't cost it, that people will,
Right.
you know,
Right.
pay. So I just wanted to bring that suggestion up.
Absolutely.
That's a good one.
Yep.
And
That,
I-
oh, sorry.
go ahead. Go ahead, Mama Head.
I was just gonna say, this is now the Keisha didn't barked up my tree. This is my thing, because this is what happens with me when I see things. We'll have a company. Let's take Inseroma for instance. Inseroma Institute Public School Academy has a yearly fundraiser, and then they would go to some white establishment. I'm just saying, go to some white establishment and play eons and eons of money. I'm like, why aren't we using our facility? We did this. I'm just saying. We'll go spend $1 gazillion and give away $100 scholarship. My thing has become take the party where the party is already happening. So now we have this place called the blah blah blah. What's it called? The Squeeze Station on Michigan Avenue. They're looking to bring business to their business because Black folks. They're in Mexico. They're in Southwest Detroit, so it's a lot of Mexican folks over there. Forgive me if I'm not saying the culture right. Don't charge
Hispanic.
Thank you, Danny. The Hispanic nation is over there. And so they're a Black-owned company, and they want to see more of the African American, with their Black folks over there. So I'm thinking we could take this vending thing over there. We can take Philharmonic over there and put them in. They have a beautiful outdoor space. We can get electricity anywhere. They got outdoor plugs and everything, and put that and go there and bring people so we can eat these smoothies and have these vegan, veggie smoothie, whatever, to eat. And then that brings that together. They're welcoming. They're ready to have people come in and split door, however they work that out.
because I used to do and have events, and I just got discouraged because sometimes people didn't come, but you know who come is supposed to be there. But I'm a person, I'm gonna take the part, that way I ain't got to clean up. You know, but take a party where a party already is. We have several, just like these people had these other events, and I'm gonna talk about it today. I'm waiting till tomorrow. Danny and I looked at it. We had all of these events for women going on. We could have had some type of bus, a truck, or what, I don't know. We got Lyft drivers, whatever, shuttle, taking these people around to these different venues. I think that would be beautiful. Let's bring, if we're having a difficult time having people come to our events, then that means we got to get together. We could have joined up with the acupuncture people, and they're having it at an event that's affiliated with us. I thought it was the people that are over on the Grand Boulevard, Grand River, where Ebony is associated with. That space, Haru, even when he walked in there, he's like, Mama, they need to have an Elizabeth conference over here. He saw that. He said that when he came home, because now he's met those people in the squeeze station. They're connected. So we got 2 more venues. But those acupuncturists, there's no way in boo-boo we shouldn't have all been together. Detroit is a town, everybody's a star. We got to work together. I'm just saying, everybody's event could have been, you know, some kind of way, put these things together where, okay, we could go to Mama Shoes. We could have went to the healing festival. We got the Elizabeths over here. You know, okay, I'm done.
Okay, since you said that, I think the key to really getting out there is really to be a part of these other organizations, because it's power in numbers. So this organization, you know, working with another organization, you know, so that's more exposure, more people knowing about who we are, being connected to multiple organizations and working together in some type of collaboration. So then we're supporting them.
And they're supporting.
We have something, these organizations is going to support us because they're organization, like it's power in numbers. So you get an organization that has 100, 200 members. We're doing something collaborative with them or their event. Hey, the Elizabeth is coming.
Yeah.
Guess what? Well, the Elizabeth has something. Guess what? That organization, we got to go support the Elizabeths.
Or invite them to, so they can be a part of the blah, blah. Yes, all that. Thank you, Lakeisha. I love it. That's what I'm talking about. I love it.
Collaboration.
Yeah.
Right. Absolutely. So it's 6 minutes to 9, and
damn. You never want to leave. We just need to have a 24-hour one.
Go ahead, Mama Evelyn.
Oh no, I was just saying I like Lakeisha's idea about a do, because I was kind of talking about that this morning. And yeah, these other organizations, and definitely I believe we should do it next. I think we should take a year planning. I really do, and getting it really together and working on, because we can count how long will it take us to do a nonprofit? Because I don't know.
It's the same process as registering for your LLC.
Okay.
It's the 501.
It's a little bit more detailed.
It's the 501c3 that takes the time.
Yeah.
It's the 501c3 that takes the time. You have to.
Right.
And it was $500.
Okay.
And yeah.
Most of the work done already, so it ain't gonna take that long. It don't take long.
What'd you say, baby?
I said most of the work's been done. Everything's written up already. So just the process of putting it through, you know.
Yeah, and sending it. So, and then if you don't have your 501c3 at the time, then you can use a fiduciary, another organization that you trust, you know, with the money flowing through them. But if we're going to get on that immediately. Getting the 501, the nonprofit status first. It's just signing up like you do for any other business, and then filling out the paperwork and sending it in for the 501c3 status.
Well, I just want to say something. You know, the organization that I know Gwen has had her 501c3 for since 2008.
Mm-hmm.
I remember them working on it and having it like a couple of years after that.
Yeah.
So, and
yeah, maybe she can give me some pointers.
you know what? I'll contact her. I think I'll contact her.
It's pretty straightforward, and we do have the numbers because we've done the one event. So and the questions that they ask is, what are you doing and how will you serve the community, and blah 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 blah. So it's not really that hard, and with the video we have, then that's going to make a big difference. And we do that basically, doing conference and workshops and stuff like that is mainly what we do.
And I'm willing, to call, to do a fundraiser over at Mama Het's place over there, and a make and take, and just get something started. I'll call David and ask him for some stuff, and maybe get a donation from the Wisdom Institute for some paints.
We got stuff. We got t-shirts, we got mugs, we got plenty of stuff to do a fundraiser.
Yeah.
The biggest question is what is our goal? We definitely need to know the intention. What is the goal? Is it 5,000? Is it 10,000? What exactly are we raising? What is it that we need to raise? So if we know exactly what the goal is, then we know how to, grab the people and get them to, assist us in raising funds.
I think the nonprofit is the first goal, so that we can be legit.
Last year,
I'm sorry.
Last year, there was
a break out in something, won't I?
Last year,
Mama Aduni.
Last year, there was a vending event. They had vendors, so that it was outside. It was at a location where they had I think it was like a farm or something, or they was growing something. But it was
D-Town Farms.
I don't know. I can't remember the name of it, but it was outside.
It would be outside, yeah.
The vendors, they had vendors, so having a vendor fee would, that's money for the organization. And then also they had somebody who did yoga outside. I forgot what they call it, yoga or something. But people paid to the yoga classes outside.
So guys, I'm looking at it right now. It's $275 for organization filing for 501c3 and $600 for organizations filing.
Well, so I help mentor young girls called My Sister's Keeper. She has a very successful nonprofit organization, and she also helps. I didn't know that's what she did till last year. She said she actually helps people with their nonprofit organization. So
what's her name? My Sister's Keeper. What's her name?
So her name is her brother used to be the mayor of Highland Park. Her mom is very influential.
Is it Pat? Is her name Pat?
Huh? No. Wyndham is the last name. Wyndham. Tanisha Wyndham. Tanisha Wyndham is her name. Yeah, her brother used to be mayor of Highland Park. Yeah, and her mom is very influential. They have so she has a very, very successful nonprofit organization. She still's running, still today. I can just ask her. I don't know. She may charge. I don't know how much, but I feel confident that everything will be set up the proper way.
Yeah.
Because it's still going on today, and it's very, very successful.
Very good. Very good.
So
Queens, it's 9:01.
Okay.
Right.
Wait.
I know you don't want to go.
No, I'm good. I'm ready.
Go.
Yeah, she got us tomorrow, so she gonna. What's today? Is today Tuesday? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, you know, the weekend just went into one long
Day.
day. I felt like it was Saturday and Sunday, and it was Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, yeah. Me
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Me
I
too.
got extra day in Elizabeth. I was so happy. Are we here on Saturday?
I want to say it definitely was successful. I don't know who else got rebirthed into different roles or into the next level, but I want to say thank you, Queen Aduni, because officially I realized this is my second time speaking on anything this year. As far as doing my presentation, and the first time of me ever being a panelist ever in life. So
You
that's
ready?
major for me. I don't know if anybody, that's major for me, and I'm ready for ever next steps that need to happen. I think we can tweak and what we got. I think definitely believe, you know, we'd rather have to have our next, and I think having a fundraiser to become official 501c3, which once again, I don't think is as difficult like in the LLC. For years, 10 years, I thought it was the most difficult thing in life, and it was not. It was so freaking easy. Like, that's it. I think we can get this stuff together and do it to keep us together and keep us growing and keep the momentum growing. I love the constructive criticism. You know, it helps build us to make us build us stronger. And I say, let's go for
Yeah.
it. Don't let the momentum
Yes.
die. Let's keep going for it. Let's keep what is it, growing and making it happen.
And I want to say, now that I understand what your vision is for the Elizabeth, and understand a little bit better the process of what my role was. So now I said, oh, I got it. But see, I know I need to tweak it. So I do know other vendors who also who have a high level of, you know, like Lakeisha, have a high level of this is what I need in place in order for me to, you know, participate, you know. So yeah. Right. And I think we were very lucky, you know. I really like the church. I'm just concerned with people who have difficulty with stairs.
Yeah, that was
but you know, the muscle we had was on point. That was really yeah. So.
Let me tell you, there's two things that is one, being at a church. Some people are not going to go at a church because they think it's a church service kind of thing. That is connected to the church. So that would be one. And then the other thing is what was the other thing? Oh, so even when I'm telling people about Elizabeth, and then I say it's a biblical principle. Those who are not church wise or I just had to say, you know what, whoever God wants there will be there for what they need to get. And I just can't be caught up in all of that. In whatever door God opens for me, I just go in the door and make it a home. As they say, Jesus was born in a manger with sheep around them. So wherever God opens the door, and this was a beautiful door that opened for us, and that their hospitality was second to nobody. Right there, you know, for us. And so I mean, we will expect that everywhere we go, that's how they're going to treat us and stuff. So that being said, we'll go, you know, get deeper into technical things. I'll go through about the money. I did have to pay a big chunk. I had to, you know, but God is so sweet. My teeth money, I had to use that to cover what was not coverable, what wasn't covered. And but when I called them, a dentist, and they said, well, it didn't clear. And I told them I had an emergency I had to deal with. And they just said, well, when do you want me to take it out? And so they just passed it on. I won't pay this month. I'll pay next month the same time. And I'll just have another extra month added on. And so it worked out beautifully. No stress, none of that. So praise God for that. But, and no, but I just wrote that down about the word but. I wrote it down.
But make you tickle. But make you tickle. But make you laugh.
Yes, but the meaning of but. Where did I put
Belief under transition.
There you go. There you go. Danny, I wrote it down so I can believe in the transition. So, yeah.
Yeah. Can I ask one thing? Alita and I had a very dear friend who had a heart attack and passed on Mother's Day. And so if you could just keep his wife, and Lord knows, I'm trying to hold myself together. Just hold us in your prayers and your thoughts. That's all. Just, and I know that everybody is going through something. We're all going through something, but it just seems to be it's a lot. It's a lot. So keep her name is Enid, and her husband.
My friend.
They're a young couple. She just got married 4 years ago, beginning their whole life. And so yeah, just yeah. We praying for everybody. We praying for everybody.
Yes.
Yeah.
So go on and lead us in prayer, and then Danny, and then we'll hug and be gone.
Oh, Lord, Heavenly Holy Spirit, Blessed Mother, we just thank you. We just thank you right now. We know that there are mysteries of God that have absolutely nothing to do with us, but God, there are so many things that you have revealed to us that belong to us. Like each one of these sisters on this Zoom call, like each one that brings their expertise and their heart and their soul to what this Elizabeth's experience has been. That has been revealed, and that belongs to us forever. I don't know what you will do, but I know what you can do. So just come on in, God, and have your perfect way with us and have your perfect will. You know what the intention of our hearts are, and so look inside there and use us as grand representations of who you are. For all that you've done, for all that you continue to do in this right now moment, and for all the blessings that have yet to be revealed. We say Ashe, Amen, and
Amen.
Hallelujah.
Yes, and hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Give yourself a hug. Yeah. Have a good night's rest tonight. I went over to saw the building. Oh my God. Oh my God.
I forgot. Dog is
Oh my God. Oh.
Hey, we gotta go over there and pee. You gotta go pee on the land. That's how you get stuff. Don't look at me crazy, y'all. I know women that
pee on this. I'm gonna piss on you.
Oh, yes, Mama had you froze.
We don't actually have to go there. Can we just take pee?
No.
Go pee.
No.
Let's go.
You can wear a skirt. You can wear a skirt and no panties. You got right. Put a skirt on, no panties. And take a picture. You take a picture of it and put it on your wall. And you go over there. Ask Mama for Bayo how she got her house. Ask my girl.
There's also one more thing. There's one more thing Mama had too. Get a blank key. Go to the hardware store, get a blank key, and throw that key on there on the property.
I told y'all we're using everything. I love y'all. We'll talk tomorrow. Thank you, and I love you.
Love you. Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Don't get on my property.
See on your property. Dogs do it all the time.
My property.